Okay, we're back on the Godcast. Haven't done an episode in a while, but I just want to talk about current events recently. I think I've been less political and just less political, but I still want to be engaged, and I think that's important for everybody to be engaged. We don't want to be complete hermits where we just ignore what's going on, so, but my life is much better. You have more of a balance when you are less political, but you still want to be engaged and give your opinion, but you don't want to give your opinion if it's validated by bullshit. If it's not valid, if you just rush to judgments and yeah, you gotta take things with grains of salt and really try to understand situations. But that brings me to the topic of ICE and everything going on with that, and I with the Megan Good situation, and now this guy, forgive me, I don't know his name. I heard it and forgot it because, like I said, I haven't been diving as deep as I usually do. But I knew with both cases it wasn't point blank. One side's purely good, one side's purely evil. It's never that simple. But I just want to stress the fact that, hold on, I got my bubble water here. Um, that law enforcement, whether it be ICE or whoever, their job is insanely hard. I mean, if your job is where you could potentially die, then that's a pretty hard job. I don't. A lot of jobs aren't like that, where you go to work and you could not come home to your family. So we just gotta understand that's their mindset. And not only that, these ICE officers are being agitated on the daily. Um, Not only agitated but aggravated. They don't want this. They're trying to do their job, and the left and the people they try to brainwash has blown it into like all out of proportion, all out, and the, they're demonizing these people. Okay, it's the same thing they did to the Jewish people, or you could go back to numbers of cases, but so they're demonizing them, which they do with white people too, Christians. They're marching on churches now and all that. You see all this hateful divisiveness between both sides, but the main thing is hate. The main thing is demonizing. And the Jews now are doing it too more than ever. I mean, they're committing genocide and canceling people if you even try to speak up about it or about them. Or so the main thing in all of it is this hateful rhetoric and the demonization, and people not taking a step back, taking a breath, and realizing what really happened, and putting themselves in other shoes. Um, so I just want to stress the fact that these people go to work and they could not come home, and that's always in the back of their mind. So when you have these people like Megan Good or the other guy, forgive me, I should have learned his name and did my homework before this video. But with the current situation, I did look into it, and I heard different opinions from different people. And obviously, the left is going to think it's pure execution, and the right's going to think it's a scumbag guy who's going to kill ICE officers. So I just think if you look at it realistically, the guy had a loaded gun. He's coming at law enforcement. I heard from different people he had it out, and then some people say he didn't have it out. Point being, if you have a gun when you're stopped by law enforcement, you immediately tell them where the gun is, okay? And anytime I was ever stopped by law enforcement, I um I always put my hands where they can see them, because potentially, I mean, whether you're white, black, Asian, whatever, that you could get shot because they're at such a high stress level as it is. So it's kind of like you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. So they knew these people like Megan Good and the other guy, when they're going into these situations, they should know that potentially they could be killed, okay? And I think part of it is they're really brainwashed to the point where they really think they're doing God's work or doing some, moral, justified battle. Um, that's part of it. That's a big part of it. But, whether they're being paid or not, they probably are. Probably a lot of people behind this, and it's more organized than we think. And of course, it's a shame that they died. I mean, that's a brother of ours, that's a sister, but the hero bar is set so low now. It's like the left automatically deems them saints and heroes, and it's like I don't know about that. I mean, I pity their loss, and their souls we should care about, but we have to understand it from all angles, and we have to stop invading law enforcement. It's just that simple. But they want this ever since the Minnesota fraud was, discovered, and everybody could see it. They needed some chaos to distract from it and to get the heat off of them, uh, so to speak. So there's layers to this, a lot of layers to dive into. But I think the Minnesota fraud is where it all started. And God bless Nick Shirley, he's a hero. Um, these people that can see nuance in these journalists who are true journalists, they're all heroes. So, but yeah, they wanted to get the heat off of them. Just that simple. And I think this is more organized than we think. And I tell you, every time I barely go on Facebook, but when I scroll, I see, the left saying, "Oh, execution. These people are heroes. They're killing innocent people. They're executing people," and it's just not the case. It's not the case at all. And law enforcement wakes up. They know they could potentially die. They still go and do their job while you order DoorDash in your pajamas. It's like, I mean, so for you to say, "Oh, well, I could have done it differently," or "He could have done it differently," or it's like, no, no, no. You don't understand the situation they're put into, and now they're throwing so much fuel into the fire and just letting everything combust, and it's just a terrible situation. But it's all planned. It's got to be, and it's just crazy how people jump so quickly to one side, but it's crazy. It really is. But unfortunately, people will get killed when you you throw yourselves in like that, and I think I don't want to say tone things down because they'll never listen. Everything's gonna be the left needs to bring heat upon ICE and the right because they're trying to divert what got discovered in Minnesota. And all these things are still being unraveled, the layers of corruption. Um, so, yeah, I think it's important to be appreciative of law enforcement, stop invading in their operations, impeding in them, and yeah, and realize you see our phones, they're always listening, and every time we mention something, we see an ad for that, and there's a point to that. And I think if you're on the left, you're gonna see left stuff on your timeline or whatever. If you're on the right, you're gonna see right stuff. And so they bring us to opposite ends so far, one end to the other, and we lose our middle, we lose our nuance, we lose our heart, we lose seeing all angles. So of course both situations look bad, but you can make anything look bad, and there's different angles and different perspectives, and but the point is, you don't go in and be law enforcement because you could be shot, and that doesn't mean law enforcement's evil. It means they're in a high tense situation. They want to go home to their family, and their hand is almost forced. So that's what I gotta say about that. The whole ICE, the whole anger over ICE and whatnot. But yeah, I think you might see more to come because they need to get the heat off of them and get past this Minnesota fraud thing. They probably were getting away with this for so long, and now they don't know what to do when they're trying to just throw whatever sticks, throw at the wall and see whatever sticks. So um, yeah, I mean, so that's probably the most current of situations I'm aware of is all this tension with that being found out, and now with ICE, and it's just crazy. I think on both sides you have a lot of fakeness. You have a lot of not what it seems it is. Obviously, they're not deporting that many people. It's all a show. But at the same time, we shouldn't be impeding their operations. They're trying to get these people out of here. They're trying to enforce the laws, which is a very hard job. Um, so I think it's exactly what they want, and I don't really know who they is, but it's just like they want us to be at odds and battle one another. I think so they can get away with the corruption and keep their gravy train going and keep trying to control things and they think we're stupid. And you know what, a lot of us are, because we just buy what we read right away and cling to one side and we just play along with their game. So um, yeah, it's like we're pawns, and we got to realize that. We got to keep being aware and remembering where we're from, and realizing the situation we're in and get in, and realizing that we're all connected, and to keep that love and to keep trusting in God, the true God, and yeah, 43 forever. I'm trying to think what else recently. Like I said, it's hard for me because I haven't really been following much. I've been so busy with my kids and trying to get rent and all that. But I'm working on my book and just writing in general. And but yeah, I think you have more balance in life, and you need to kind of take steps back. Doesn't mean to not be engaged. I think that's important, but you have to be detached as well. You have to fast from the world, as Jesus called it, and yeah, it's very important, very important. So anyway, that's probably where I'll end it. I can't think of really much more prominent stuff, and I haven't been following much, but seems like I had to talk about this, um, for sure, for sure. Um, but yeah, I think we're gonna go more political today with the take with the vlog and you know um, yeah. But anyway, God matters. Remember that, and keep praying, keep being aware, keep remembering, keep meditating. Just know your very existence is special, and that you everything around you is amazing. I think we got to take a break from the screens, man. We got to get away from the phone, the TV, put that shit down. Eat without talking or doing anything. Just focus on your food, shit like that. Like just mindfulness of how amazing this life is and this journey, and be aware of your breath and everything around you, and yeah, just being aware and remembering where you're from. So God bless, guys, and stay safe out there. I hate saying that because it sounds like such a cringe cliche thing to say, but honestly, fuck it, stay safe. God bless.